Hello, welcome to Digital Grid. My name is Godfrey Owusu, aka the Gentle Friend. Alright, today I'll be teaching you the basics of Blender. Lately, I've been making tutorials on advanced stuffs, but now some for beginners because it's very important. One thing I want you to know is that basic yeah, we have some basic things that you can find in all 3D applications, like how to manipulate 3D objects, like for example in Blender. This cube, for example, you manipulate it. We have some basic things. We have the translate, the rotate, and the scale. In other softwares like Maya, we also have them. They work the same way. We have this axis here to show you where it is. Normally in Blender, the red part is called the red axis, the white part is called the y axis, and the blue arrow is showing the z axis. Okay, you can also see it here. Alright, sorry about that. You can also see it here. So to do that, we have these things here, this transformation toolbar here, the manipulator. Okay, if I turn this off, you don't see anything here. But if I turn it on, you find it here. This first arrow shows you how to translate. It's the arrow responsible for translating. Alright, this is mainly for translating or moving the objects. Okay, now, as I told you earlier on, this red is for x-axis, the green is for y-axis, and the blue is for the z-axis. Sorry about that. Okay. Let's see. Now, when I click, I hover my mouse over the red arrow, I hold on it, I drag it. You see what happens? It moves only on the x-axis. Alright. If I do the same, I drag the arrow, it only moves on the axis in which I drag it. That's where the arrow is facing. Now, if I move it along the z-axis, that's how it does. Okay, so now we work in 3D. As you know, 3D means 3-dimension. We have length, breadth, and width, or depth, whatever, or z, whatever you call it. Okay, let's move to the second one. This is to manipulate the rotation. This is to manipulate the rotation along the y-axis. This is along the z-axis, and the red one is along the x-axis. Alright, so let's move to the scale. Okay, the scale we're scaling this along the y-axis, along the x-axis, and along the z-axis. Basically, this is the same thing you find in softwares like 3ds Max, Maya, other 3D application softwares. Okay, without talking too much, let's just do some pretty much thing. In Blender, we work with, because we're dealing with 3D, we have the front view. It's like if you're doing architecture, we have the front elevation, right elevation, and all those things. In Blender as well, we have what we call the front view. To go to the front view of the object, when I say go to the front view, it means you viewing your object from the front perspective. Alright, to do that, you press 0 on your number pad. You press 1, sorry. That's for the front view. Now, to see the top view, you press 7 on your number pad. Okay, to go to the side view, you press 3. And also to see what you're doing according to how you render it, you understand what render means in a moment. You press 0 on your number pad. When you press 0, it shows you something like a box here, and this represents your camera. This is exactly what you see, like your TV screen. This looks more like a widescreen plasma TV. Okay, anything you do here, if anything you do in Blender that doesn't fall into this thing will not be seen. Yes, this is like your screen. Okay, so within this short time, let's grab the translate. Okay, let's move back a little bit. Now I want to do a very short animation with this one. Okay, very fast, very quick. Okay, what I'm going to do right now is to create animation, we need to create keyframes, and I know you should understand what keyframes are. Okay, keyframes are basically adding some specific keyframes are basically specific points at specific frames, that instances that you create instances of something. So it recognizes what you create at that instance and at that frame. These are frames. We have animation is built into frames. It's divided into frames. Maybe you can key something to stand at a point A in frame 1. When you get to frame 10, you can position it at, you can keyframe it at frame 10 at a distance of point B, a different place. We're gonna do it right now, so you don't have to get confused. In Blender, to add a keyframe, what you have to do is press I on your keypad, and now want to only add keyframe for location. Yeah, the location where we can find this, not the rotation, not the scaling. So when this comes on your screen, you click on location. Yeah, so on frame 1, the frame becomes yellow, and here it becomes white, yellow. If you move from it, that means there's no keyframe. So to go to that frame, you press on this key, it takes you back to the previous frame. Okay, so we're gonna animate this. We're gonna let this thing move maybe within about 100 100 frames. We'll make it move from here to here. Okay, so let's move to 100 frames. Go to the end, or we'll come here. That's better. We'll press 100. We type 100. Then we move along the y-axis. Yeah, to this place. Then we press another I and location. Okay, so now let's move back to the first frame. Let's play it and see what happens. Fantastic, fantastic. So fantastic. We have that. It's looking great, I guess. By now you should be able to do your first animation with Blender. Okay, this is a beginner tutorial for people who want to learn Blender first. Blender can provide you a whole lot. It's a free open source application, 3D application created by Ton Roosendaal in Netherlands, and is a good guy, is a great guy, and Blender's a great software. Within some few years, Blender would be so great. Okay, thank you so much for watching. My name is Godfred Owusu, aka Agent of Fred, and this tutorial is for Digital Grid. Thanks for watching. Bye.